I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Gardner and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gardner. And Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, 6th-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. This throw over the middle, taken in by Cole. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And all this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stopped him behind the line for the second straight play. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Back-to-back running plays, putting them in negative territory. What can they do coming up on 3rd and 15? Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Jones on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here are the Texans under their 6th-year head coach, Bill O'Brien. They'll be led out by their Pro Bowl quarterback in 2018, the guy from Clemson in his 3rd year, Deshaun Watson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And let's look here at the Houston offense.
Have no idea where they're putting in the food in the Martin household, but they've developed 2 terrific offensive linemen. Brother Zach, a perennial all-pro at guard with the Dallas Cowboys, but Nick, no slouch at center for the Houston Texans. He sets the tone for their offensive line. He's the pivot up front.
On 2nd and 9, Watson completing it to the right side. Johnson. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Watson on 3rd down. He finds his target, Fuller. And it's a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Throwing on 1st down is Minshew. Looking left sideline, incomplete. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. And now a look at the offense for Jacksonville.
And here comes Leonard Fournette, the big, and I mean big, tailback out of LSU. When he takes the ball inside, people make decisions about whether they want to tackle him or not, and he has enough speed to get to the perimeter and outrun defensive backs. When he puts it all together, he makes the Jaguars' offense very difficult.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. On the defensive side, here are the starters for the Texans. This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll go play action here with Minshew. Looking long for Westbrook. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Josh Lambo now for the point after.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Let him know.
Throwing again is Watson. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And with the play clock running low, Bill O'Brien's going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. Forced out to his left. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, Johnson. They find some open field here.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. Another nice Nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now it's Watson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kenny Stills, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
When you give up a long touchdown drive, you're looking for a silver lining. In this case, it's the fact that your offense had a chance to rest, and now they can come out in the field charged up and ready to go.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. That time a 9-play drive, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for
rush coming, and he's taken down. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. This is Stills on the jet sweep. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after 1. They'll run on first down. Johnson. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
First down, a run with Hyde. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson, flush to his right. Screen play, Johnson. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Buying time. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Jags grab it. Does the big boy have the juice? He's at the 30. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 14-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
36. Come on, baby.
Now Watson to throw again. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. He's up over 50 yards receiving now in his first half. It's a first down. Watson now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Watson off play action. And this is caught by Fells, right side. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to try to get him into the flow. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Well, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Fournette on the counter. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on fourth down.
So, Party, next time we see this coaching staff, I want you to have my back here because that was really kind of a white flag type of a play, almost a little bit of a surrender. Just turn and hand it to the big guy, get what you can, and be prepared to kick the ball away.
On the return is Jones. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over first and 10. And let's look at Carlos Hyde now. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Marcel Darius flies in at 331 pounds for the sack. Following the sack, it's now third and long for Watson and the Texans. From the 50, it's Watson. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on third and long. And somehow, he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle it and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll try the air now with Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. The Texans on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is third and 10. Here's Watson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Jaguars on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be third and 19. On third down, Fournette. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, Not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that would help him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. We have hit halftime. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Deshaun Watson making his way back out, the focus of our players' spotlight. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. On 2nd and 9, Watson. Over the middle, it's Fells. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. Off of play action, it's Watson. He gets this one to Johnson. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 10. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Hyde. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
70, Indy.
Minshew, 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. And some room to work.
That's it, baby.
Yes, sir, Leonard Fournette has a well-deserved reputation as a physical, powerful runner. He's going to drop a shoulder and run over people time and time again. I think he uses it to his advantage, though. How about that last run?
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
And he's got this down to the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Johnson, and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. Offensively, pretty effective option play there for the score.
Certainly was, and it appeared to me that the defense overshifted and overplayed the trail back, the pitch man, and almost forgot about the quarterback. In fact, they did forget about the quarterback, and he turned it into a touchdown.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now 17-14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A reminder coming up later tonight, Sunday Night Football, a good one from Atlanta. Eagles and Falcons, 8:20 Eastern. And then tomorrow on Monday Night Football, Odell Beckham back in New York, back in MetLife Stadium. Browns and Jets, 8:15 Eastern on Monday night. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Again, it's Fournette. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block...
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that will get him one closer. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And we focus on Duke Johnson now. He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they'll bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. Again, it's Johnson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. So they opted to run the ball there on third down on their side of the field.
I wonder if that was a called play, or did he check into it? And if he did, that took a lot of guts, because on his own side of the field, an obvious passing down, decides to run the football, and they pick up the first down. Give that man a ton of credit.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Back to the air, Watson on second down, sliding out of the pocket. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. A shotgun snap for Watson, being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
They'll roll him out right. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
15 yards on the play, first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I...
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to regain the lead. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Looking to throw it, Minshew. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Well, apart from Kyler Murray, not too many mobile QBs in this year's rookie class, but some good scrambling there to get the first. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Minshew sets to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Minshew. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Rolling to his right. Now the ball comes loose, and the Texans scoop it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Well, it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Duke Johnson with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Throwing again on second down. Minshew, that's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up. They've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Here's Minshew. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. On the move, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Benardrick McKinney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Minshew throwing on 3rd down, and that will be incomplete.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The kick by Lambeau is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each ending in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Here's Watson, option left. He may try and run for this. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively. They go to Johnson again. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. Good bounce-back win. They take the knee, can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realized there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it took a big 4th quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though. A few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the 4th quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to.
So for the